You alright, brother?
I don't think I'm gonna make it.
Don't say that.
Conscious twice.
Don't say that, brother. Don't say that.
I'm sick. I think I'm ready to go.
No, 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 no. No, 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 no! Don't do it! It's not worth it! Life's worth living!
Times have come, mate. It was nice being with you.
I'll always remember you, brother.
With the legacy.
I will.
I like turtles.
He just did. He said, I like turtles, and then blew his brains out.
Hello.
Oh my god, my concubine.
It is I, Solveig.
Hi, Solveig. This guy, I didn't do this. He was sick.
Oh. That's okay. You sometimes have to take people out. Yeah.
Here you go. Take that.
Oh, feed me.
Okay.
Oh, God.
Alright, alright. Settle down. It's not that good. It's not that good. Just can't resist, can I? Just can't help myself. My brain should be studied to find out its similarities to a crack addict or alcoholic. Here I am role-playing in DayZ in the year of our Lord 2026. So why? Well, to start, I've been role-playing in DayZ on and off for 10 years now. And in the first half of that time period, from 2016 to around 2020, it's not an exaggeration to say it was the most fun I've ever had while gaming. And if you know me, that's a pretty heavy statement. Since around 2021, however, I would say any kind of experience I've had RPing in DayZ has been lacking. I made a whole video on this years ago, and if you want to go watch that, go nuts, because I'm not going to rehash it all here, and most of what I said is still relevant today. To sum up my feelings, however, as someone that loves DayZ, the go-to place to RP in DayZ doesn't really feel like DayZ, or any other roleplay community, for that matter. It feels like the people running these communities don't know why DayZ is a popular game, and can't think of a pretty simple concept that has worked well in the past. Just make a DayZ server with some basic roleplay rules.
Ingenious. Only the Joker would think of that.
As I write this script, I'm going to try and make myself a promise. The point of this video is not to shit on DayZ RP, or any other roleplay server. I've done that enough. But I will try and explain why this new server I've been playing on feels extremely close to what pulled me into DayZ Roleplay in the first place. The server we'll be talking about today is called Frankie on PC's Organic RP Livonia. Now yes, this server is being made by the most popular DayZ YouTuber to ever live, meaning that no matter if I thought it was good or bad, it would be successful, as the second he streams on it, the server gets full with a 50-man queue. But I'm going to focus on why I think the server is good, regardless of who's running it. I think there's two important aspects to think of when explaining why this server feels special among the slop of DayZ roleplay servers today. It still feels like a normal DayZ server, and it's not overbearing to play. So first, and the easier one to explain, most DayZ roleplay servers, whether intentionally or not, don't feel like DayZ. I mean, hell, the default DayZ roleplay server, for whatever fucking reason, feels the need to mod the game to death when they find more success with a vanilla server and none of the unnecessary work. To be clear, I don't hate modding. My favorite version of DayZ is what most people would call Vanilla Plus. This means the game still has a lot of the survival aspects and basic functions and gameplay of DayZ, but there's some new additions like better base building and a little bit of a nerf on some of the tedious mechanics. But importantly, you don't completely change how the game is played and fuck the movement system to death like Stalker RP servers, or apparently now also DayZ RP. Yes, there is a place for what I'll call total overhaul type DayZ servers. I'm not criticizing them or saying they shouldn't exist. Mod whatever the hell you want. but it would seem that among all these complex and fleshed out modded RP servers, there'd be one that just feels like normal DayZ. Luckily, that's where Frankie's server picks up the slack. The map for the server is a wintry mix Livonia, so a nice change up from the vanilla map without the blinding PS2 graphics of the normal winter map, and has some cool modded areas. The guns all seem to be vanilla with different skins, the base building incorporates some different mods that don't seem out of place, and while there is a trader system, you have to use actual bullets as currency that you would otherwise want to use for PvP, meaning you're not going to go on a spending spree just buying whatever you need from the OP traders. All this means is, I'm still playing on a server that is familiar if I like DayZ. It doesn't feel like something completely different made by people who don't even seem to like the game they run a community in. Also, the bikes are a nice touch. They respawn every server restart and a nice way to get around a little faster. The correct things are focused on to make a better DayZ experience, not an experience that seems to exist in spite of the game. They don't spend time on mods that don't add much to the server, or quite honestly in some cases make it worse, and they don't spend weeks writing a novel of lore that most players aren't going to read. The term keep it simple stupid is incredibly relevant here, and a lot of servers could use this advice. So, point 2, an overbearing experience. Let's take a look at a certain server's rules that I still don't want to shit on too much. Okay, now let's look at Frankie's server. Pretty simple, huh? DayZ Roleplay servers having rules that are either too annoying or impossible to enforce have been a big issue they just cannot seem to fix, despite it being pretty straightforward in the past. I'd argue Frankie's servers should be a bit more stringent, as I would prefer a no KOS rule, but out of the two, DayZ RP can go fuck itself any day of the week. Then almost more importantly, the staff on Frankie's server, from what I can see, are just more well-adjusted human beings. They don't spectate random people looking for rule breaks, they don't talk down to you, and quite frankly, they don't give off a Reddit mod type of vibe. Last year, playing on DayZ RP, I was disgusted with the level of staff bloat and overreach. It takes a whole committee to solve a simple report, they always seem to err on the side of punishment, and for what I can tell, based on what staff at the time told me, they spectate basically any large firefight just waiting for people to fuck up. It's beyond the pale as far as how a rational person would run a server, but my best insight is the people running the server are so ingrained in a weird level of bureaucracy and wanting to be seen as the quote-unquote best staff member, they just go overboard. And when you have multiple people acting like this, it comes off as incredibly cringy and fucking weird to someone on the outside looking in. These people take themselves way too seriously. And most of them don't even like DayZ, they just want to roleplay in it. That's fine, more power to them. But when you're making decisions for a community in a game you don't know anything about outside your small bubble, you do things that are too niche and don't appeal to a wider audience of the game. It ends up getting to a point where people don't want to bother being hostile, as the second a gun's fired, it's overanalyzed to death, meaning they don't play, or at best are boring as shit. And the one truth in DayZ is no matter what, people need to die, or at the very least need to lose their shit consistently. Without that key aspect, the game will not be fun for any kind of long-term engagement of a player base, as it takes all the tension and fear away from the game. The rules and culture on Frankie's server is something that a server like DayZ RP, or many failed roleplay servers in the past, can no longer wrap their heads around. DayZ is not a game where you can just pop in and do nothing but talk. Some people might like that, and again, good for them. But unlike something like 5M or RedM, that type of experience is antithetical to what the game is. Trying to force DayZ to be like that is something that's never going to work, and the few people that want that type of experience should not be catered to if you want to gather a wider audience for a DayZ roleplay server. So I will offer some criticism, as nothing's going to be 100% the best DayZ roleplay server, no questions asked. My view of a perfect server would be the current rule set and culture of Frankie's server with a no KOS rule as previously stated, and a basic whitelist. I feel like this filters out some less than desirable players that may muddy the waters. The server isn't as lax as something like DayZ Underground, as they have a system integrated that basically tracks how many kills you get, And if you go over a certain number in a certain amount of time, staff talk to you and tell you to calm down. Still not as good as a basic no KOS rule, but it's better than nothing. That being said, I'm not going to complain with what's being offered because, quite frankly, this is as close to an experience I've wanted from a DayZ Roleplay server in a very long time. I think with everything I've laid out here, you end up with a very different RP community than what's been seen in the last few years. Instead of a server filled with quote-unquote hardcore roleplayers that would never play DayZ unless they got their constant stream of modded quote-unquote content and are overprotected by rules, you have real DayZ players enjoying roleplay for roleplay's sake while keeping the feeling of DayZ. I wanted to end this video with a basic, and from the outside, maybe even boring interaction I had on the server the other day. As you can see, I was pretty heavily kidded when I saw this guy on the bridge at Colin Brody. What was said honestly doesn't matter too much. The point is, the amount of tension in this clip is something you can't really get from any other server right now. In a non-RP server, this guy would have just killed me, or I would have killed him without a second thought. And on a server like DayZ RP, we would have had some mundane conversation about nothing with almost zero fear of any conflict due to random robberies being so rare. But here, I'm trying to talk to him, have a normal conversation, while ready at any moment to gun him down if he tries to kill me. This isn't just good RP or a fun experience. More importantly, this is exactly how DayZ is supposed to feel. Oh, sorry. Maybe try yelling a little louder. Does he not fucking know? Alright. Anyway, it's fine. You wouldn't happen to have any medication, would you? Like vitamins or maybe antibiotics?
Actually, I don't, man.
No worries, no worries. What's your name, man?
I don't have it. My name's Quan. Did you loot that trait?
Yeah, there was nothing in it. There was a can of spaghetti that I'm pretty sure made me sick, so I wouldn't trust it.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, that was it. There was nothing else good in it.
I don't have any meds on me except for, like, chlorine tabs, so I don't think that'll
No
really
worries,
help you.
man. No worries. I appreciate the thought, though. All right, well, where are you headed?
I was kind of just looting around for, like a code lock or,
No, I feel you, man. I haven't found anything like that, unfortunately, but I get you. Man, we gotta... just word of advice. I'm all right, but you know, you act jittery like that in front of the wrong people, they're gonna get a bad idea, you know.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I'm a little jittery right now.
Yeah, you're good, man. You're good. Well, I'm gonna head west along the river. What was your name again? Sorry, I don't think you said it. Quan. All right, I'm Miller. Like I said. Well, are you set up anywhere? You know. You trying to make a little homestead of some kind?
Not set up anywhere. I'd
All right,
like
all right.
to set up somewhere, but...
All right. Well, I'm town east of here grabbing. I'm around there a bit. If I have something, if you ever come by, all right, I'm just in town a lot, and I have something you need, I'll try to give it to you. Unfortunately, right now I'm got some empty pockets, so you know.
Okay.
All right, man.
So you're based up in Graben, or are you?
Yep, near there. Yep.
All right. Well, cool, man.
All right, I'm heading west. I'm assuming you're heading east. Yeah, I'll see you around, buddy.
Yeah.
Make sure that fucker. All right, we're good. I'm not gonna lie. When I started throwing up, I was like, "Oh, he's just gonna kill me." Hey everyone, Unscripted Squill here. So, this video I made in a day, actually, and ended up putting a lot of thought into it. Went back and redid the script a few times, or parts of it. I think it's good. I like it. I think it's a much more positive video, believe it or not, than the video I made in 2021. I'm happy to find a decent roleplay server with a good population, run by competent staff, and I hope to make a lot more videos here. So, anyway, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.